So the DDT pollution has been a huge problem for like St. Louis and Alma residents for a long time since the dump happened. And there are like stories from like Alma residents that are like fish were like washing up dead in the Pine River and birds were falling out of the sky. It was very apocalyptic stuff to hear from the early introduction of DDT into the ecosystem. But this has been a huge problem for residents for a long time. And DDT is a very difficult chemical to deal with, to try to clean up. So the EPA has been throwing money at the problem for years, but because it is such a difficult chemical to work with, it is kind of ineffective. So the only solution is the only current solution available is to kind of just try to deal with it. And a lot of residents in the area are quite a few residents in the area are very impoverished. So testing and knowing if DDT pollution is present in their property is very difficult for them to figure out. So our goal with this project was to not only create a synthetic biology solution to testing for DDT, but to also reduce the time and cost constraints for residents to be able to learn whether or not they are at risk for DDT.
And to just help fill that out a little bit more, in answering your question, the students had brainstormed different project ideas, and this, because of all the things Mackenzie just said, was sort of top of the list. And actually some of the first ideas was, let's create a microbe that destroys DDT, right? And then we quickly realized, I think this is maybe either talking with other environmental science faculty on campus or just researching it, we realized, well, if we do that, how are we going to measure how much DDT is being destroyed? Oh, there's not a good way of measuring it. Let's create a biosensor first. So sort of a process from just what we were doing this morning. What kind of problem do you want to solve? Finding problems, narrowing it down to a piece that we can actually work on, and getting into those things.